कौन बना दी पढ़ाई पढ़ाई नहीं फालतू किसी है कौन बनाई पढ़ाई पढ़ाई खाना पढ़ाना बत्त को खाना पढ़ाना बत्त को गुस्सा आते हुए बताइए जलेबी नहीं है जलेबी पूरी यहाँ पे जलेबी मोड़ा इधर इधर जो था मम्मी जी जाओ जो मोड़ा ये पुलिस का मोड़ा था वो भैया थे ना छोटे भाई सोनू के छोटे भैया सोनू नहीं सोनू हाँ छोटे भैया थे ना मेरी शादी की तैयारी कर रहे हो ऐसा ही नवाल के मी संग मोड़ा बता रहा हूँ तुम ना तो लास्ट में रहते घर वालों थे मैं पे कर ले बेगो तो का वो पेपर दे बेगो मैं तब मिलो वो आर्मी को पे कर दे बेगो तब मिलो वो पहले हो वो गवर्नमेंट वो है भाड़ भी लगो मैं जल्दी सरकारी वो है वहीं रहता है भोपाल में वो पता कितनी करने के रुपये का क्या तो वो है वो तो लगाते हो देगा तो सीधे रोना वो तो वो क्या कहते अपने चार से वो ताऊ तो का सही के रुपये आए वाली 10-15 लाख तो वही के एक बार तो मार दे दी होती हम बच्चों को बताओ वो बता रहा हूँ तो मोड़ा ही वो नौकर हमने दे 5 लाख रुपये है ना को आईपीएस की नहीं एसआई की सेकंड ने बड़ा ना हो तो लंदे बड़ा हो तो तीन चार चार मोड़ी कब एक की भी आ गया था कहीं नौकरी लगी हमने पौधे में नहीं क्यों थैंक यू भाभी ये ताऊ को मोड़ा तो बनते बनते हुई भाई सारे काम हो गया बनते बनते क्या कहते हैं वो मामा की गेम मीनू मामा कड़िया की का तो मोड़ी है बताएं भाई मेरे डोंगर प्रमा तू नहीं तू करो तू तो तैयारी कर रहा संग पढ़ाई हुआ तो भागी बहनी तैयारी है ये ज्यादा थोड़ी होते हो और पेपर अलग अलग टाइप के आते हैं हर एक चीज अलग अलग आते हैं मास्टरी कर रहा हूँ पर मैं ये के देमी तो पीछे हो गया तो कितने गए 20 है 20 में तो भाई भगवान है कहाँ रे तू सरकारी में खुल जाए खुलना रहे मोड़ी चीज मूड खराब कर पाएंगे लेटेंगे तो ये पैर हो तू क्या हो गया सबको तू है नहीं पड़ गई बुराओ के सबको तू है पड़ गए सूर्य नहीं को पड़ गए है क्या देगा 25 हजार मिल गए हमें ये बात तो मैं खाना बना मोड़ से और जो पढ़ाई तो करने पढ़ी कर ली आराम से तो मोड़ी पड़ा नहीं पढ़ाई तो करने कर ली करी मैं कहूँ ये लोग कहने में करो क्या है मेरी है ये कहना रो पूरे टाइम तो खुले हो तो હવે हैं लोन नहीं करे आता से और बन जाओ डॉक्टर में सूरज आया तो रहा हूँ सोए में जीता हुआ क्या रहेंगे तो कर लग रहा मगर मम्मी मोड़ा की तो आया नहीं पर मैं लेन ना आ रहा हूँ मैं सोच रहा हूँ कागज दूँ ये किस्म नहीं ले लूँ जो ये रखी आ जाए तो कौन दे तो भैंस मारो गाँव वो राया तो जनाने नहीं वो राया तो जनाने पूरा गया वो अच्छा पता ले पूरा क्या था खाना ले कर बर्बाद ले करो वहीं दे टीला में बैठ वही गए
Welcome and thank you for your interest in this training to prepare for the OCIAI Foundations exam. So, our goal with this session in this short course is to give you more information about the exam itself, provide you with some test taking strategies, and to walk you through some sample test questions. Hopefully, after this session, you will have a better idea as to whether or not you are ready to take the real exam. Keep in mind, however, we don't intend to be teaching any new concepts here. Those are handled in the main course. Nor should this be the only video you should watch. Again, I will go over those recommendations in the next few slides. So, who can take this exam? This exam is designed for individuals who intend to demonstrate fundamental knowledge of AI services provided by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. This is a foundations exam, and we don't expect AI or ML knowledge from our learners. Although some Python linear equations, basic statistics, and probability knowledge will definitely give you some additional advantage to understand the concepts better. And make sure you follow the Become an OCI AI Foundations Associate Learning path. You complete all the demos, skill checks, course lessons, including this prep session, again practice exam, then register for the final exam. Some key points to remember. So the actual certification test will contain 40 questions, but you will have up to an hour and a half to complete the exam. So in order to pass, you will need to get 26 of the 40 scored questions correct. So that means 65% or better. Again, there are no essay type questions. All of them will have 4 answers that you will choose from, and these questions involve only one correct answer choice. I will show you some examples of these later on. Again, the exam has been validated against the current version of Becoming an OCI AI Foundations Associate course, and as of now, OCI certification credentials are now valid for 2 years, which was previously 18 months. So let's go over the exam topics. Here, we have exam objectives and various associated sub-objectives. And then you can see the percentage of exam, which is basically the distribution of the questions from a particular exam topic in the exam itself. So first, under AI fundamentals, which accounts for 10% of exam, we will discuss AI basics, explore AI applications and types of data, and explain the differences between AI, ML, and DL, that is, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Moving on to machine learning fundamentals, it makes up around 15% of the exam. And under this, we will cover the basics of machine learning, discuss supervised learning fundamentals, including regression and classification, delve into unsupervised learning fundamentals, and discuss reinforcement learning fundamentals. Next, we have deep learning fundamental, which also constitutes 10% of the exam. In this section, we will discuss the fundamental concepts of deep learning, explain convolutional models such as CNNs, and explore sequence models including RNN and LSTM. Finally, generative AI and large language model fundamentals forms 15% of the exam, which include an overview of generative AI, a discussion on fundamentals of large language models, again an explanation of transformer fundamentals, prompt engineering, and instruction tuning, and lastly, a discussion on fine-tuning large language models. Continuing with our objectives, we will get started with OCI AI stack, which accounts for 15% of the exam. In this section, we will discuss OCI AI services overview, the OCI ML services overview, and the OCI AI infrastructure overview. Lastly, we will also explain the responsible AI. Moving on, we will get started with OCI generative AI services, which comprises 15% of the exam. Here we will describe OCI generative AI services, discuss autonomous database select AI, and then we will also explain and discuss Oracle vector search. Finally, we will dive deep into OCI AI services, which makes up 20% of the exam. This section will involve exploring OCI AI services and related APIs, focusing on our language, vision, document understanding, and speech services. These topics will equip you with a comprehensive understanding needed for the exam. What we want to talk about now are some basic test taking strategies that will be important to keep in mind while you are actually taking the exam. Later on, when I go through the sample questions, I will try to illustrate just how important it is to not only read the questions carefully, but to this second point, identifying the keywords, themes, or topic areas contained within the question. Of course, after you have thoroughly read the question, you want to look at all of the options. As you read through all of the options, sometimes, and this is a key approach, you might find two answers that look almost exactly the same. So try not to hurry on selecting the answer. The next strategy is to look for the answers that are obviously wrong. We call them distractors. Maybe the distractor is a correct statement by itself, but it isn't correct in the context of the question. And that's why you have got to be really careful. Also, take the advantage of the mark for review option. As you take the exam, you can end up spending too much time on just one question, especially if you are stuck. You don't have to answer them all in order. Just remember that you can skip over a question. So after reading and reviewing the question and possible answers, and you are still not really too sure, so before moving on, I recommend that you take a guess before marking it for review. That way, at least when you go back later on to review the marked questions, you have an opportunity to see what your best guess was, say 20 or 30 minutes ago. That serves as a reminder to you, but it also means that at least the question got answered. And which leads me to the last point here. It simply doesn't hurt to make a guess. If you guess wrong or if you leave it unanswered, it's still wrong. Also, always, no matter what, at least make a guess. Let's now move on to some sample certification exam question. The first one is from AI Fundamentals. The question is, which AI domain is associated with tasks like identifying the sentiment of a text and translating text between languages? The options are natural language processing, computer vision, speech processing, or anomaly detection. So now the correct answer is natural language processing, because the natural language processing domain of AI focuses on tasks related to understanding, processing, and generating natural language, such as sentiment analysis, translation, and text classification. Moving on to next question, which is from machine learning fundamentals. In machine learning, what does the term model training involve? And the options are writing code for the entire program, collecting and labeling data, establishing a relationship between input and output parameters, or D, analyzing the accuracy of a trained model. The question is asking about what some model training is. And the correct answer is C, establishing a relationship between input and output parameters. So, model training involves building a relationship between the input features and the desired output. It's the processing of creating a model that can make predictions based on the input data. Now, the question 3, which is from deep learning fundamentals. So, what is the primary purpose of deep learning model architectures like convolutional neural networks, that is CNN? A. Generating high resolution images. B. Creating music compositions. C. Processing sequential data. Or D. Detecting patterns in images. So you can see B and C, we can definitely discard them as distractors. The confusion could be option A and D. And the right answer is option D, which is detecting patterns in images. Generation comes with generative AI, domain. So CNN, on the other hand, are specifically designed to process and analyze visual data such as images. They excel at detecting patterns, features, and objects within images. And that's why D is the correct answer. Question number 4, which is from generative AI fundamentals. So, what is the primary distinction between generative AI and other AI approaches like supervised learning? Options are A. Generative AI focuses on decision making and optimization. Option B. Generative AI aims to understand underlying data distribution and create new examples. C. Generative AI generates labeled outputs for training. Or D. Generative AI is exclusively used for text based application. And the correct answer is option B. Generative AI aims to understand underlying data distribution and create new examples. So, generative AI goes beyond making predictions or decisions. It focuses on modeling the structure of the data and creating new examples that resemble the training data, allowing for the generation of new content. Now, question number 5, which is from OCI AI stack and infrastructure. So, what is the advantage of using OCI superclusters for AI workloads? A. They are ideal for tasks like text to speech conversion. B. They offer seamless integration with social media platforms. C. They provide a cost effective solution for simple AI tasks. Or D. They deliver exceptional performance and scalability for complex AI tasks. And the correct answer is option D. OCI AI superclusters are specifically designed to handle demanding AI workloads that require significant computational power and scalability. They are optimized to provide high performance for complex tasks like training large machine learning models, deep learning, and other compute intensive AI tasks. Question number 6, which is from OCI Generative AI Services. So, what is in context learning in the context of large language models, LLMs? Option A, training a model on a diverse range of tasks. B, modifying the behavior of an Oracle Cloud infrastructure pre-trained LLM. C, teaching the model through zero-shot learning. Or D, providing a few examples of a target task via the input prompt. The correct answer is option D. So, in context learning refers to the capability of large language models to learn and perform new tasks without further training or fine tuning. Instead of modifying a pre-trained model permanently, users can guide the model's behavior by providing a few examples of the target task through the input prompt. And this is particularly useful when direct access to the model is limited, such as when using it through an API or user interface. Question number 7, which is from OCI AI Services, which is a feature offered by the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, that is OCI Speech Service. Option A, converting text into images. Option B, recognizing objects in images. Option C, transcribing spoken language into written text. Or option D, which is analyzing sentiment in text. And the correct answer is option C, which is transcribing spoken language into written text. And the explanation is OCI speech service enables the conversion of a spoken language into written text, making it useful for applications like transcription services and voice assistants. And that wraps up this exam preparation course, where we have covered certification prerequisites, test taking strategies, as well as 7 sample questions representing the exam topic areas. Be sure to work through the practice exam, which is part of the learning path. Additionally, you should review all of the skill check questions throughout the training videos and practice the demos on your own. Again, good luck on the exam. Thank you for joining this session.
कैसे मन बुरा पास देख नहीं तुम भाई अब मोल ले वो तुम मोल कब ले वो मोल तो तुम पे हो बाहु पर दिया ना करंट आ रहा है क्या ही नहीं यार थिंग्स यार ये मुझे यार ये का और कोई यार यार थिंग मैंने हाथ लगा हुआ थे बाहर भी इतना नहीं देते कागज तो ये पढ़ाओनी में है। मुझे नहीं बताया नहीं। वो कौन सा माना क्या था ये? कौन सा माना क्या था गई? चाहे छोटी माई कहेंगे मोबाइल पर पढ़ने बात नहीं करते। कावर बस मुझे बता दो वैसी का बात है। काहे हैं? क्या बता देंगे? बड़ी महंगी है वही भाई। मैं बता रही थी बात बात करते थे। कहा कह रही पर छोटी महंगी बताओ दी। देख ली संग भाई हैं। देखना ही है मोबाइल कनेक्ट कर लो पापा ने करवाया था सिम लगा के। हैं वो भैया रात को बात है वही वीडियो कॉल और आने नहीं समझ पाए। आने कहीं दूंगा तुम्हें क्या मतलब है तुमका मेरे घर के माई बाप थोड़ी हो जी वो पापा तो कह रही आओ पापा तब तो मैं जाती ना दुकान में बात है मैं सोना तो खबर नहीं पता है तुझे मतलब पहले मैं हो गई बिनो नहीं जल्दी का तुझे ही हो तो कुछ कहीं मत तुम तो को गाने चल नहीं दे रही है ऐसे ना तो अंदर गाने का तो घर जाएगा नहीं तो हम कौन यही पता करेगा बड़ी महीने हां क्या करते हो मंडल अरे ऐसा कर दिया मेरे साथ वैसा कर दिया तेरे पापा का नाम क्या कर दो ऐसे ही जैसे कहते हो वैसे कहते हो तुम मेरी कौन हो मुझे कोई मतलब नहीं मुझसे कोई ऐसा पता है तो कर क्या गोटा सही बताइए नहीं कितनी गाते में सुनाई मैंने खूब गाया मैंने ऐसी ऐसी गाली दी है बातें बड़ी माई दे हाँ मन बताओ मैंने साल तो तुम उन्हीं रिटर्न देनी है वो तो पैसे ना तो तुम ये भी फोन पैसे ना तुम लगा तो पता नहीं पर बातें बहुत ऐसी ऐसी गाली दी है पापा ने मन बताओ को कमी ना कार्य करो कर थे हम छोटे हो सके हम आदमी मरण नहीं करेगी कि तुम अगर मुझे पता है गाने न मनी की तो तुम मरना रही कई मना करी बात करे घर बातें तो को हमको ना आएगा तो साली उस को होते हैं वो माने मना की थी हां जब से मैं ये बात करती हूं ज्यादा तो उसको क्यों बात कर रही पता ना बात कर रही बनाने पापा ने भेजा दुकान बंद करवाया ना सारी मैंने कोई बात माई थी कि माई बात मत करेगा कहीं हुई को बोल रहा है मैंने कही हुई मैं मना नहीं मेरी बात मत करेगा मैंने कही है मैंने कही हुई को मुझको बेकार मनाए वो मैंने खुद देखी है मेरी कदर तो वहीं दुकान पर बैठी गई मधु आवी नु देखी है नहीं दो तीन बेर सुबह में क्या नहीं सुबह में देखो बैठा था वो दुकान पे ऐसे ही करना सर मैं काम को यार पापा को फोन आओ वो तुम्हारे क्यों लगाते हैं, तुम समझ तो ना आता है बोले से। हाँ कुछ नहीं करे वो बरबर नौ से तो छूती हैं ऐसे। वो तो पता तो नहीं तो भाई तभी मैं तेरी दुकान में नहीं जाता हूँ मैंने। अब वो तो देखे नहीं मोबाइल में जब मोबाइल में फोटो ड्राइव मैंने की भाई के सॉन्ग के संग वीडियो कॉलिंग में डिलीट कर दे मैंने ताते आगे। ठीक है माई के बाद मोबाइल चेंज करो तुम मैंने। अब रहते हैं नहीं कंजड़ियां हैं भी मैं बता दूं तू भी मैं भी पीछे भी कृष्णा इतने तेऊ और वो एक और आते हैं वो एक और। हाँ